my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to our live show, Tipsy Tuesday. Hey everybody, and welcome to our show. We have a really special show today. So thank you all for being here. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you are subscribed to our channel because we got great stuff coming at you all the time, multiple times a week. And you can also watch us on Facebook. Just follow our page to not miss a show. And you know what? Send us some love, hearts, and thumbs up, and questions, because we are live. We can answer your questions live. And there's a giveaway too, just for commenting. Just wait until the end of the show. We'll give you a giveaway question, and you just answer it, and you can win a $25 gift card. Say hello to my sidekick, my producer, Mr. HP. Honey producer.
Hey.
How you doing with that great. Big old noggin of yours?
No comment.
I
got a lot of brains.
Yeah, you're covering up a lot of brains there. I get it. Super smart. Now, of course, we have a special show for a couple of reasons. We're going to start off with a great tip of the day, which is our block number 5 for Dangerous, our block of the month, our addicting scrap buster block of the month. And then we're going to have a little introduction of a great partner shop. And then we got something special. We're revealing the newest book coming at you later this summer. And we get a special guest. But let's start by talking about the giveaway from last week. And so the giveaway question was, what percentage of men are in the quilting industry? And this question was kind of interesting and could be kind of tricky, because is it really asking what's the percentage of quilters that are men, or in the quilting industry as a profession? If you just took that as a profession, the percentage would be much higher. But even so, this was just a survey question. So we do have the correct answer. You didn't have to get it right to win. And our winner is, sir.
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll? No? Okay. Vicky Otuki Ballantyne. Congratulations, Vicky. $25 gift card is yours. Her answer was 30%. She's very optimistic. 30% of men in the industry. Actually, according to this survey, which I'm going to dispute that because of how the question is worded, it says that men represent only 1% of the quilters in the U.S. and Canada.
What?
Like, even within these walls right now, it's 75% men and 25% women in this room right now. Now, can we call you a quilter, Otley? I don't know. Possibly yes. You're in the industry.
He's in the industry.
You're a quilter. So I don't know, people. I don't think we trust this survey. So no. I like your answer, Vicky. 30%.
Did a woman do that?
I don't know. No. Probably a man ran the survey. I don't know. I don't know. But that was fun nonetheless. So let's try and get that number up for the next survey, okay? I think it's just based on where that survey got sent to. So I talked about that before. We won't dig into that. What is it? Pile of, I don't know. That might be a needle in a haystack to find correct answers. I don't know. I'm not going to go there. I went down the wrong path. I'm not going to try and dig myself out of it. Stop. We're just going to move on to the next segment. We got so much coming for. We're going to play a little game later. But I know many of you have been waiting for this. Our tip of the day. This is our Dangerous block of the month. Block number 5, of course, honoring our mystery writers that I love and our dangerously addictive scraps that keep multiplying. So let's take a look. Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs, home of the Stripology ruler. The Dangerous Block of the Month was inspired by my love for scraps and in particular using them up and making something beautiful. Also, I love listening to mystery books when I sew. So let's dive into this block of the month. Lisbeth Salander is probably one of the most interesting characters in a series that I have read. She is the brainchild of Stieg Larsson in the stories or the books about Lisbeth is a hacker with a photographic memory, very complex character, gone through a lot. But the books are the girl with the dragon tattoo, the girl who played with fire, and the girl who kicked the hornet's nest. I would have loved to have kept reading those series, but unfortunately, Stieg Larsson, the author, passed away, and so these are the only three we have, but an amazing character and fun to read. So first off, make sure you have your pattern. The cutting instructions are done two ways. For the background, if you're using a single background, follow the top part. If you're just doing scrappy, here are all your pieces broken down. All the backgrounds I have labeled with letters. And then we have the scrappy colored fabrics, and I have numbered each of the pieces 1 through, this is going to be 11 different pieces, just as an easier reference. So get all of your pieces cut out first, and then I did mine and labeled them all using my organizing stickers and clips, which is going to make it really easy as we start working on the block. Now, right away on page 2 in the pattern, you'll see the overall look of the block. And these are the letters on here refer to the actual lettered fabrics, the different types of fabrics. So from A and then B, C, D, E, and so on. This is how you can refer to where they go in the quilt. So we'll start right here at the top. We are going to take our 1.5 inch background square J and sew them between 2 of the colored squares. So first we're going to do the A squares, and then we're going to repeat the same with the B through C. Now then moving on to step 2, the A squares are going to be we'd be adding rectangles from that same fabric on both sides. This is our center of the block. And then with the other pieces from fabrics B, C, D, and E, we're just going to be sewing a rectangle to one side. So we're going to have only one of these, and then 4 that have just a seam on one side or a rectangle on one side. So you're going to have 4 like that and 1 like this one. So as we keep building, now we are going to be adding the rectangles that are 1.5 by 2.5 from a rectangle F, the background rectangle, and sew that between same size fabric B and C, rectangles number 4. And so this is where you want to make sure that you have the placement of the correct fabrics all in order, because this is going to matter in the end. So we're going to sew these, you're going to press these towards the center and make one of each. And now it's time to assemble that center. So I'm going to show you here. This is assembling the center block, which is going to be your center square. I'm going to put it over here just so that we can have room to show you the rest of the assembly. So starting here, and then we are going to be adding, this is the center. So I'm going to be adding one piece up here and then one piece down here. And then on the other side, you want to make sure you are matching. So this is what I'm following here. Matching the fabric. So these will connect into the same on each side. And we have our piece that I haven't quite sewn yet. So I'm just going to place them all here. So this is how we would assemble. And then what's missing here are just those background rectangles that are background rectangles F. That is going to finish part or step 6 of finishing that whole center. So then we move down into step 7 of the pattern, and that's going to be your next layer of the quilt. So that is where we're going to take a background rectangle, a background square J, and a 1.5 inch square, sew it on one side, and then we're going to be adding a 2.5 inch rectangle on the bottom, so on one side. So you're going to do that with all the fabrics from G, H, and I, and then we're going to press, and flipping the page is going to take us to the next step of that, and that is sewing a 2.5 by 3 inch background rectangle to the step 7 unit. So you want to have 4 of these all done. So I have had all of them done. I've just gone on and into the next step. So you're going to have 4 of these of the 4 different colors. So once you're there, we're going to set these aside and start working on this strip pieced part right here, which is going to include your 1.5 by 7 inch background rectangle to that's a rectangle I to a 2 by 7 inch fabric J. So my fabric J is going to be, that's going to be that blue that I have here. So we're sewing little strip sets, and then this is my first one here, the top one. That's going to be the blue and the 1.5 inch background. And then we have the second row, which we sew the 1.5 inch blue between a 2.5 and a 1.5 inch background. And then this last part is going to be, sorry, this is a 2 and a 1.5. And then this last one is going to be your 3 by 9 to a 1.5 by 9. And these are going to be subcut wider. So these are subcut into 1.5, and this one is going to be subcut wider. So once we get to that part, I'm going to show you here in the pattern on page, or in step 11, is when we just sew these 2 together and just add that background rectangle to the side. And then to that, we're going to add the colors from fabrics, from your fabrics F, H, G, and I. So that's going to be on top. So make sure, again, you follow exactly the numbers and the instructions here, because it doesn't matter. We'll make 2 that are turned one way and 2 that are turned the other way. So the F and H fabric goes on top of the 2 that have that dark on the bottom left corner, and then the G and I are going to be on the other side. So just make sure you pay real attention to all of that. And then in step 12, we're adding the other 2 strip pieced units to the side. So this is your full piece. This is going to be, it's with my F fabric. So you'll see here how it's going to end up with my brown is actually blue, and my green here is actually brown. So you're going to make 2 of these with the fabric F and H on the top, and then it's going to be reversed for the other 2 units with the G and I. So it's just going to be flipped to the other side. So once you get to here, we're going to just continue adding on to this and take the pieces that we pieced before in step 8, and we're just going to sew these to the top like this. And this is where I'm talking about how it is important to make sure that you have the right fabrics. So here I have the 2 that are going to be identical. So these are going to be the ones that have fabric F and H. And then the other 2 are going to be opposite, as you can see. So we're sewing the top part here and here. So with the blue on the outside. So finish that off, and I want to set this aside for now and do another set of strip piecing using the fabric K, which is here in the pattern is shown red. I actually have mine the light green. So again, we're making strip sets, fabric 9 fabric K rectangle number 11 between two 2.5-inch 9 by 9-inch rectangles from the background, which is E. And then this one has 3 1.5-inch by 9, and then this one has a 3.5-inch background between two fabric K rectangles. Subcutting all of those to the same width, so 2 inches as these are, and you should get 4 out of each. And so back and continuing on to step 16, you're just going to sew these 3 together into this unit right here. I pressed away from the center, so you're going to make 4 of these units, and we're getting to the end, getting close. So I kind of skipped over one part here, which is step 14. After you do these, you take these rectangles that were from the 4 fabrics that we used. So that's fabrics F, G, H, and I. And we're just going to sew a background rectangle D to each one of those, so they're same size. Actually 1.5 by 3, and the colored ones are 2.5. 1.5 by 2.5. So all of those, and then once we get to step 17, we are sewing these on each side of these units. So take 2 of your units, and again, we have to be real careful in which ones we put on each side. So F and I on one side, on the sides of one, and then H and G on the sides of the other 2. And that's all the units. So now we're ready to assemble everything. So your block comes together. I have 2 that are just the original here from the step 16. Those are going to be right here on the top. Let me scooch this down just a little bit. They're going to be right here on the top. And then on the bottom, turned exactly like that. And then these guys go on the sides. So we're going to place those here, and you're going to be able to match those up with these units. So here we have 3 sides of that little square, and that's going to be matched up right here. So these will finish that square. And on the other side, I just haven't sewn mine together here. That's going to be, oops. Oh yeah, that's supposed to be like this. Sorry. Like that. And then we have the other side going on here. Goes in the corner. And then the last one. Quite the puzzle, especially matching up those fabrics. But this is how it's going to end up. I sew the rows together like this first, and then I join them with all of those pressing instructions. It's going to be pretty easy to come together. So there it is, block number 5. Don't worry. I saw some of you were worried that you had to be super organized, but just follow the steps. Use your organizing stickers and clips, and it will be all good. Okay? Any questions for this block? It will be automatically in your account by the end of the show if you have purchased the pattern already. And so no worries. I don't think there's any big questions.
No, they're just talking to each other.
And they're loving, I love that so many have read the book, because is truly one of my absolute favorites. I would have kept reading this for 70 more books of Lisbeth Salander, but yeah, pretty wild. I encourage you, if you haven't listened to it, if you do enjoy mysteries, check it out. Check it out. All right, so we're going to move right into our next segment, and this is an introduction of another great Stripology shop partner, our great friends from the state of Nebraska, and this is Nebraska Quilt Company. And I think it's Karen and Lauren that are going to take us around their amazing store, right? So let's take a look at Nebraska Quilt Company.
Hi, welcome to Fremont, Nebraska. You made it. You've come to Nebraska Quilt Company. We are so excited to invite you into our store here in downtown Fremont in the historical district. So come on in and check it out. Here at Nebraska Quilt Company, we have many machines that we service, that we sell new, and that we teach you how to use. We sell Innova long arms and Bernina long arms and Handy Quilter long arms. We sell Pfaffs, Brothers, Baby Locks, Burnett's, Neckies, and who knows what else the future will hold here for our machine classes that we offer at Nebraska Quilt Company. We have over 6,000 bolts of fabric here at Nebraska Quilt Company, but we are most known for our amazing batik selection. So come check it out. And you know we are a Stripology partner, so we have all of amazing GE design products, patterns, etc. And look at this amazing quilt that I made titled Jolie that Gudrun just released. We are a Stripology partner, as you well know, and we have all of her amazing products, patterns, etc. We offer classes in-store and online. We have amazing space here at Nebraska Quilt Company to teach classes for you. Often we offer all sorts of classes at the same time because we have so much space. And when we do retreats, we can have as many as 52 people in our retreat center. You can also use our long arms up here. You can get certified and rent them to finish your quilts. And it's just an amazing space to collaborate with your friends and your new quilting community. We're so glad you came to visit us here at Nebraska Quilt Company. Come visit us in person sometime, no matter where you live. And if not, just continue to follow us virtually here at NebraskaQuiltCompany.com.
Thank you, Nebraska Quilt Company. If you are ever in that area, please go visit them. They're amazing people, an amazing store, as you can see. So check it out.
Hi.
Hi. We have a special guest on the set. We thought we'd just make him appear and see how many of you would recognize my good friend, Doug.
Hi.
Doug Lico. Yeah.
Hi.
His mic is on. So we are here to introduce our latest project.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've done some things together, like cruises and some shenanigans. Maybe more so like behind the scenes that we've done together that people don't really know about. So this is the first time we are doing something truly as a joint project, a collab,
Very fun,
full-on collab. Yeah, we're really hip and like the music industry, we're doing a collab.
We're gonna write an album after this.
So we decided to write a book together, everybody. So we are here to introduce our newest project, our book that is going to be shipping in August, but we are going to introduce it to you early, of course, and get you the chance to secure a copy. And it is called Panel Mashup. Yes. So what is Panel Mashup? So we got both of us through your job as a fabric rep.
Yep.
Everybody, Doug Lico, his pattern company, Antler Quilt Designs. Yep. He's been designing for how many years?
At least 15.
15 years.
15 years, yeah.
Yeah, so we're not going to talk about how old he was when he started. And so...
just a baby.
Great, just a baby. And so he's been designing, very, of course, successful in writing patterns, traditional, classic, great designs. But he's also his other job is a fabric rep for Moda Fabrics, the day job. So we've done some things together with that aspect. Oh, I forgot my train of thought.
Well, and we've done the behind the scenes, like planning block of the month for you, and getting through COVID with all the shipments. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Lots of stuff.
Yes.
Anyways, known each other for for those
Long
15
time.
years.
Yeah, long time.
For sure. Because
Yeah.
he started off in his mom's quilt shop.
Yeah.
And so we're not going all the way
Yeah.
back. But we both get questions from folks asking for, what do you do with those printed panels? They're always so interesting and fun to use, but, you know, you can do only so many
things,
just bordered, you know, squares or whatnot. So we both enjoy playing with them when we're inspired. So we thought, why don't we just do it together? Do some book together.
Do a collab.
Collab.
Yep.
Yes, and we're the first ones to do it.
We kind of are.
We're going to say that.
Yeah.
We're going to say that, even if we weren't, but we're going to say
It sounds good.
And because it is a collab, you know, it is going to be a panel mashup is the name of the book. And so with that, we thought, what a perfect way to name our quilts all after our favorite songs. So we're going to play a little game as we introduce you guys to the projects in the book. But first, let's talk a little bit about the projects. We used pretty much the most common sizes of panels. We tried to use, so 10, it's going to be 20 projects, different sizes, and different size panels.
Yes.
So we, you know, the most popular these days are the big 36 1-yard panels.
Yep.
And then there's the traditional that we had forever, the
5/8 2/3.
Yeah. 24-inch by with the fabric. So we got some for that.
Yeah.
And there's some 11-inch blocks,
8-inch blocks.
8-inch blocks.
Fat quarter size panels.
Yeah, fat quarter panels. And smaller 6-inch. I got some 6-inch.
Yeah.
So there's a huge variety in there. We try to kind of cater it to everything. There will be some instructions if your panel doesn't fit any size. You can always make it fit, you know.
Adjust it.
Adjust it to that. So are we ready to play this game?
We are.
Yeah. So I have 10 quilts. You have 10 quilts. And then we also thought, because our styles are different. I mean, we're besties, but I love his stuff, and I hope you love mine.
And I love yours, yes. Absolutely. That's why we're doing it together.
And we've been writing patterns for a long time, and I think it's a testament to people that like our patterns. They like the way we write. So we didn't change any of that.
No. She wrote.
I wrote mine.
Yeah, I wrote
You
mine.
wrote yours in your style, in my style.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to kind of be introduced to each other's style.
Yes.
My patterns can be done with Stripology rulers or regular rulers, and actually yours could too.
Yeah, they're all pretty,
pretty flexible. They're going to be available for fat quarters, half yards, pre-cuts, 10-inch squares, strips, and all those things. So we try to go kind of across the board. And there's yardage quilts too, which you can go scrappy or really planned out. So that being said, I think let's get to the fun part. We have a studio audience in here right now. We have our GE team here. It is hot in here right now because there's a full house. And so we thought we're going to play a little game because they don't really know, most of them don't really know any names of the quilts. And we're going to, Mr. HP is going to be our DJ and play a little bit of the song, just a little bit of the song that the quilt is named after. So we're going to put up first the photo of the quilt, and you need to play along at home. So yell it out, or if you want to type it in the comments, but have some fun with this. So as soon as you know the name of the song, yell it out, and that's the name of the quilt, if you're correct. Okay? So are we ready to try this out? You are supposed to yell because we can't hear the people at home, but we can hopefully hear a little bit of your yelling. And then Michael is keeping score. So this is a competition, of course. And I think because we decided, you know, normally we do our cocktail of the day on Fridays. We decided this was a time to celebrate.
Cheers.
So I came up with a cocktail for the occasion. This is the mashup. You'll get the recipe soon. And so cheers, everybody. This is the release party.
This is the mashup.
Of the collab mashup. All right.
This is strong.
No.
Good.
It's a hot day. It's fine.
It's not strong. No. All right, Mr. HP, are you ready? So we have to mute ourselves before we play the song so everybody can hear it, right?
Mute yourself.
All right.
I'm going to show the quilt. Here they go. You guys ready?
Joey got it.
You gotta scream it out.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. The one hanging behind me is Layla. Eric Clapton. I mean, I was 80, like early 90s, late 80s, right?
Live studio audience.
Live studio audience are making a ruckus. So Joey got that point. My generation, girls. Oh, there it is. Okay. So that's the quilt behind me. It's a, 11-inch panel?
Yeah, about 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it, love it. Okay, next up. He forgot to unmute, so nobody heard but Michael.
It was so quiet.
I like Annie Lennox that much.
Yeah, Sweet Dreams, Annie Lennox. This is a quilt you've probably seen before because we had this fabric in, and I really loved it. I wrote it for another size, a bigger size too, but I just really love this. Super easy and fast. Love, love, love this. Oh, a lot of Sweet Dream comments. They all got it.
They got it. That's good.
Okay, are we ready for the next one? So this quilt is, I think, a 10 or 11-inch panel too. So pretty much the same. Nancy's cheating.
You make me feel so good inside. I've always wanted a girl just like you. Such a purity.
Oh, yeah. I know, yeah. Our producer has to push like 15 buttons to make this happen every time, so it's a lot of work.
The first time.
All the way up and you can't really hear it.
Okay, so that was Shade. Got that one? PYT. So, been a Michael Jackson fan since I was 11. Oh, my gosh. Yep. I mean, hello. So I had to include that. This is a classic old school Michael.
YouTube is gonna mute us because we're not licensed.
I know, but that's okay. We can have fun live. They can't stop us live, right? PYT, yay! Okay, people are really learning about my my growing up. Let's show them some more PYT quilts. Actually, this is going to be a couple of sizes. So I've already made some different versions of stuff that we have in the store. And we're going to have some kits for you coming up, like this one. We just finished this next one. It's same pattern. Can you put the next one up? Yeah. It's really cute. It's Santa's Workshop. Really cute panels. So that's going to be so cute. So you will see more of, we're going to kit a lot of the patterns up. Both of ours. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This one is some placemats. Nancy got it. We are family. Yay!
I'm muting you. Okay, we're in trouble. Go ahead.
Oh, you're just playing more because it's a good song?
Yeah.
Alrighty, you guys are not going to be able to watch this after we're off live because it's going to be fully muted. But the placemats so includes actually the little candle mats, because the same panel is going to have the bigger panel, which is about, 10 inches? And then the 6-inch. This is a panel that's coming real soon.
Yep.
Shipping like this next month.
Fancy that.
Yeah, fancy that. Design house from Moda. And I am using the G-Easy Flying Geese method. I'm going to include both versions. You can do either way, but it's great. I love the fact that I use 4 different fabrics for the placemats. So, having your table be a little whimsical in different fun fabrics. All right, moving on to another, this is another 11-inch panel quilt. Jody got that one right away.
Real fast.
That was fast. I'm sure that, like, you hear the first part of that. That's Madonna. Yes. Grew up in the 80s. So yes, this is. Oh, please make a Spotify playlist of all these songs. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes, we actually already have it started.
Yeah.
So this is Holiday 11-inch panel, and this is going to be a kit too because we just got these adorable reindeer panels in. They're so cute. They're all the different reindeers. Do you have the close-up photo of that one? Oh yeah, so cute. It's really cute. So I just finished that one because we just got it in. All right, let's go with the next one, which is a 24-inch panel. Yes, this is Dancing Queen.
I can't hear.
Dancing Queen, love it, love it, love it. Of course, you know, the Aurora, Northern Lights, they dance every night in the winter in Iceland. Sometimes you can see them, sometimes you don't, but they're there. So that is that one. A lot of great guesses here. They're all correct, of course. All right, this next one might be a little bit different. This one is another 24-inch panel.
Yeah. You know what? I like to play.
Well, I only cheated on that one because I gave it away earlier. Yep. Okay, I don't see any comments come up yet on this one. That might have been the tough choice, but a lot of people knew in the studio.
The audience, yeah.
Okay, who got it first?
Nancy did.
All right, Lee. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I don't think anybody got it yet on the YouTube. So it's my favorite song, everybody. If you haven't looked it up, did you grow up in the 90s or not? If you didn't, you need to go back. No Diggity. No Diggity with Blackstreet. It's a groove, baby. Okay, moving on. You don't take me there unless we're a few more glasses in. Okay, we're moving on. We got the 1 yard panels. I've got 3 of them in the book, all very different. So we'll start with this next one. This next one is a special one. So let's hear the tune.
Taking long.
Wow. I'm sure many, many, many times. Good job, Shane. You know your stuff. Yeah, sorry guys. So some of you are talking about some people are guessing this stuff before you even hear the song, and that's because people's Wi-Fi's and connections are at different speeds. It's impossible to do this kind of game live, but we're trying anyway. Just have fun with it. All right, so yes, this is Lovely Day, Bill Withers. It's a lovely, lovely quilt, isn't it? And this panel is coming later this fall or next year? I don't remember.
This fall,
Yeah. It's awesome. Really fun simple piecing, just really to emphasize that panel. All right, my second 1 yard panel. Let's check that one out.
That's all you get.
Did we stump them?
Oh, yeah, you got it.
That was a little stumper.
I know, that was a little, everybody knew the song but didn't know the name.
Yeah.
Sky Full of Stars,
Coldplay.
Coldplay, yes. I mean, when I was designing that quilt, that song just played in my head. I love that song. I love Yeah, because it's not really a classic Coldplay, although it still
a good
is.
Coldplay song,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just kind of cool. So I love the melody in it. So Sky Full of Stars, I love that quilt. This panel will be coming. It's got, we'll talk about that later, but it's got puff paint on it, and that's the first you've ever seen like that. So I just love it, and I am actually working on another sample using that pattern because it's gonna be so good for so many things. Oh, this one stumped them all.
Really?
They just said Coldplay. Nobody
okay.
knew the actual
But they at least
song.
said Coldplay.
But when you look at that quilt, Sky Full of Stars, I
Yeah.
mean, hello. It is. It's Johan's favorite song. Aw.
You should have known that.
Maybe he needs to have the quilt.
That's why I know the lyrics.
Okay. All right. I've got one more, and then it's Doug's turn. Okay. So isn't it one more? Yeah, one more. This one is a good one. So let's check it out.
You know, every now and then, I think you might like to hear.
I
Cheating?
mean, if
No.
you don't know this one on the first little riff, yeah.
Such a
First
classic.
little guitar riff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many times I sweated my you-know-what off dancing to that one. In college, yeah. It's, of course, Tina Turner, Proud Mary.
You're learning
Tina
lots.
Turner. Love, love, love it.
They get that one?
They got it. The quilt is awesome, too, just so you know. It's really fun to make. You can make it scrappy like I did.
Oh, the quilt.
The quilt, yeah. The song is awesome. But you can make it scrappy. I use scrappy, dark, medium, and light for the piece border. But you can do it, less scrappy.
Yeah.
But I love fabric, so more is better. More is always better.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to dive into Doug's
Perfect.
songs. And let's see some of his favorites.
In the dead of night, take these broken wings and learn to.
They got it.
They got it pretty quick.
My favorite song.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Blackbird. Yeah.
I'm a big Beatles fan, so it was one of those I know I needed
Yes.
to have the song. Yeah.
I love the Blackbird and I love the Flying Geese, of course.
Yep.
You can stripologize those.
Yep.
It's beautiful. That's a 45-inch panel, but you showed them a way to just use a print.
Yeah, so this is just a print for just the small 2/3 yards panel,
Yeah.
24 inches type of thing. But with the fabric, yeah. And then just some accent fabrics. You can do scrappy or you can do the planned with it.
Yeah.
And I just
can
use,
see this done in so many different
Yeah, I just
ways.
used a feature fabric in the middle, like you said.
Yeah.
Just, and you can throw in that because sometimes you don't want to cut up that fabric.
Exactly, and you can do that with all of these quilts. Instead
Yeah.
of using a panel, if you just really want to make it with a feature print in the middle or for the blocks, you can definitely do that.
Yep.
Okay, next one.
Look at all the lovely people.
House. Michael just told us about his history of what was this in high school?
8th grade.
8th grade, he got into listening to the Beatles.
Too much.
And you were
Yeah.
not the popular one at the high school at the dance because
I need the sauce.
no, they just
No.
played Soldier Boy and stuff. Yeah. I love this quilt though. It's and you really didn't use a panel.
No, this is
it's
another feature one.
a feature print
Yeah.
in those squares in the corners.
So it's all, the cornerstones you can put, and that's just meant for like an 8-inch panel square.
Yeah.
And so you can throw the panel squares in there, or you can choose a feature fabric and have really an easy pieced quilt because it's big pieces for the blocks.
I know. Love
Yeah.
that. Love that idea. Playing with it. Okay, next one up.
Womp bom balloon bom 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 to the boo oh boo to the boo oh boo.
Everybody yelled it
Unanimous.
out.
They all got it.
They could yell it out in song too. That was perfect. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I know. Of course, this is like a perfect name for this quilt.
Yes.
Tutti
Yes.
frutti. Is this a strip quilt?
This can be a strip quilt. This is super easy. It's strip pieced.
Yeah, look, so
no
jelly
points to
rolls.
match. Yeah, jelly rolls. It's fat quarter written or jelly rolls.
And what's
this
the
is
size
usually
of that
like a
panel?
9-inch.
Yeah.
So it's actually a pretty forgiving because it's large, easy to make.
Yeah, and that's something that's coming.
Yeah, that's the line
from,
coming. Depth strain.
depth
It's called
strain, yeah.
kindness.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. And you know, you can have a quilt on your kitchen table.
Yeah.
Just like we styled it there. We love. That was a fun session. Okay, let's move on.
And bye. Sugar, sugar.
I was thinking that Shay was gonna yell that out
Yeah.
right away.
She don't know about no sugar, sugar.
June got that one. That was sugar, sugar.
Sugar, sugar. Yeah.
Mhm. And this quilt is
This is a little topper, so it's meant with a mini, to be made with a mini charm. It's a 2.5-inch square pack, or you can use scraps.
dive into your
Yeah.
your box of scraps.
Yeah, and it's just like
2.5-inch squares.
a little 8-inch panel square in the middle, just for a little topper.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Why sugar, sugar, sugar?
Sugar, sugar, just from the pre-cut.
There it is.
Yeah.
See? Tied in with the quilt.
And I love my
Yeah.
sweets.
I
so
love his sweets. Yeah, he's famous for his desserts. Next one up.
Ice, ice.
Ooh.
So which version is it?
It's the David Bowie.
That
David
was
Bowie's.
Under Pressure. Who
Yep.
got that? Mike?
Under pressure?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
definitely under pressure.
Was under pressure?
See, now we know he really stole that song.
That's you in court. This is a serious game happening over
Yes.
here. Now, this is a fat quarter panel. This is kind
This
of
is
a
one of-
newer size of panels that's
Yep.
gonna be coming up because of the 1-yard panels started coming out, and then they did a 4 split.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Yep. And then just kind of the fun hashtag block in
yeah.
between. So it can be very scrappy or planned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody said Ice Ice Baby. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not wrong.
They're
not
not
wrong.
It's the same. They stole the
Yeah.
riff. Yeah. What do they call it? The loop? They stole the loop? Or the stole it, but used it. They looped it. It looped the intro. Let's talk to the professional over here.
We got two of them
I
in here,
love
though.
that. Okay, we're going to move on to the next. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there.
She knows her songs.
Yeah, she does. Good job, June. Danger Zone, love this one, and
Yeah.
I love that it's space-themed fabric. Not that it's made to tie to the fabric, but I
Yeah.
think this is super cool.
Yeah.
Really great quilt.
Nice fat quarter quilt, and this is for 11-inch panels. And it's pretty scrappy. The panels, you can either put them in there, feature fabric.
Yeah, and you can put them kind of wherever.
It's kind of, you can randomly place the blocks, turn them, twist them, turn them how you want. They're all
Yeah.
sashed, so.
Or you can just make the quilt with just blocks.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a panel. Well, I love that too.
Why danger zone?
Why Danger Zone?
Oh. Fit the quilt.
Yeah.
That was one of those that
true.
just, the name fit more than anything.
I can see this being made up in so many different ways.
Yep.
All right, we got a couple more. Let's go with the next one. Oh, Jody
Yes.
got that one. Brown-eyed girl. She's a brown-eyed girl.
Yep.
Love it.
Yes.
So why brown-eyed girl for that one?
So that one just kind of fit perfectly, but that's also my Mom and I song. So we've had,
I love that
Yep.
quote, and I love that's a 1-yard panel. I can
Yes.
see this in so many different ways.
Yeah, that's a new Kate Spain panel coming out at
Yep.
the end of the year, and it just kind of fit for the 1-yard, and then it's all fat quarters.
Yes.
Strip piece, so you can use Stripology ruler.
Yes,
Pretty easy to make it.
I love that, and I can see this. We're getting the panel. We're getting a bundle with that fabric as well. It's called Reef. I
Yep.
love her stuff. And I could see it done with that fabric, but this one we could also kit up just with the
Yeah.
grunge like you
Yep.
did it.
Yeah, the
Because that
texture.
panel can stand on its own.
Yep.
Love it. All right. Is there one more, or are we done?
That's it.
That's it.
I got 3 more that are
There
at
are
the
3
quilters.
more that are at the
Yes.
quilter, so you don't get to see it all today. But this is our panel
Yeah.
mashup. Yay!
Yay!
Woo! Okay, who's the winner of the game? Everybody.
It was a tie between Jody and myself.
Oh, okay.
Settle this in the parking lot.
Yep.
Imagine that.
There's
that
Take
court,
it outside,
yep.
too. Who wins it? Jody and Michael tied.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you know your Beatles,
Yeah.
you know your Beatles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll enjoy the book. So we
Yes.
have it up for pre-order on the website already. It's going to ship late August, September
First part of
1st.
September.
Yeah, first part of September at the latest. But we're excited
The
to share that with you. This is not the cover of the book, though. We're still working on
Still
that.
working on that. Best part, it's going to be spiral bound. So many of you
Yeah.
love the spiral binding, so you can
Yes.
lay it flat.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
It's going to be available in quilt shops everywhere too. We have shops already placing their
Yep.
orders because the distributors already have it as well. Any questions you guys have on the book? They're just loving. That was a really fun fun game. Looks like a great book. I love it. They're more talking about the music. So now
That's
you
awesome.
can hear the music in your brain when you're working on these quilts.
Yeah.
But we have some fabric for you, and I think I'm going to keep Doug on because
Yeah.
it is a fabric that he sold me.
Yeah.
A Moda collection that Mr. HP, you have a quilt right behind you. Thank you for all your work today. You were working hard on those buttons, Mr. Yeah, you're sweating. This is a Sammy pattern, which is a perfect pattern when you have directional prints. And so this collection is called Purrfect Christmas. And I got to say it right. Purrfect. So yes, it has got a little bit of a cat theme.
You gotta roll it.
Got a purr. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can. Purr. I say the hard Icelandic R, sorry. Okay, I have a 12-piece collection. I pulled out really the blues and the creams because that was what I loved, and then having to accent it like the quilt does with some of these awesome other colors in the line. Starting with this awesome house print. Now, I don't know if you know, but I've been a lover of house anything ever since I started quilting. I don't know how many house quilts I made when I was starting off in quilting. So I love it when we have like themes of like a town theme. Now, there were other colors in this collection that I didn't choose for my bundle. So there's more of that pink, right?
Yeah,
And
there was a
little-
couple pink colors,
Yeah.
and then there was more of the white, and
Yeah.
then I think there was more of the light blue. But
Yeah.
you always do a good job curating your own, so it's very
Yeah,
unique.
so it's unique. I wanted to do just a range of blues. So we're starting with here are the light blues. I love this print. This and this can be more winter, not necessarily Christmas. It can really last
Have it out.
into winter.
Have it out all year,
Yeah,
or all
for
season.
sure. Yeah. And then we have the stockings. Love those. So also having that range of blues will give your quilt so much more movement and kind of action. Gotta settle it with a little basic. I love this because it's like little snowflakes.
Yeah.
It's like being out in a Minnesota blizzard.
Yeah.
Not an Icelandic blizzard because that would be going sideways.
With all that wind.
It won't fall pretty like that. Yeah, it won't. It will be going sideways. Then we have, this is probably one of my favorite prints though. I love the sleeve.
Yeah. Little berries.
And I didn't talk about, this is Elena Amo from Moda. And this
Yep.
is her
Second line with us, yeah.
Really love her unique style
Yes.
of artwork.
Yeah.
Love this little, just details of snow on the leaves and the berries.
Yeah.
So pretty. And then we have this little tossed Christmas icons. This would be more Christmas with the stockings and the candy canes. But they're all little ornaments. They all have a little hook if you don't see it. They have a little hook on them. So tossed ornaments. And then another dark blue, the candy canes. And I love how small these are. So even if it's candy canes, you step away from it, it's just a nice dark blue print or a navy print. Then we bring in the color of these kind of a peachy pinks, maroons and this beautiful red tone.
That presence.
Yeah, the little presents and so pretty decorated.
I love how they're tied differently.
I know, and just like the strings and so organic and natural. I want my presents to look like that.
I need somebody to wrap them.
Yeah, yeah. I don't got time for that.
Nope.
Okay, so then we have the house print again going into our kind of low volumes. And so we have the house print in that beautiful creamy, it has kind of a pink undertone, which I really love because that gives it that warmth with the blues.
Yeah, just so soft with it.
Soft and unique. We have the sprigs with the berries and little bitty mushrooms. And we have the leaf print again. Love this with the teal leaves. And so because it's blues also, it's not your classic Christmas. It's more wintry. And then we finish off with the candy canes on that light creamy pinkish background. I don't know really what to call that color. It's different.
Yeah.
But I pulled some great choices here. First off, I want to show you, we have one more print that I just could not resist. For all of those cat lovers, this is Purrfect Christmas Cats Multi. So it is a part of the collection, not in the bundle because I kind of knew. Now look how perfect this would be to use as your panels.
It would be
yeah.
for some of those patterns, yeah.
For a cat lover, you can use that even as a whole panel in the middle of the quilt or just cut it up. It's so cute, really fun and funky cats there.
Elena's got a really fun style because in her first line, she did birds. And it was called Chirp, and the birds were just really cute. The eyes were really fun, and it's fun to see her do like the cats because so many quilters are, you know, cat people.
And we love Chirp. We had Chirp, and that was really great. I loved it because it was so unique, and I love her color, a sense of color too. So we'll leave that. That is available in 1 yards, and then I just want let's start on the dark here. We'll start with Grunge Picnic. It's a great tone that kind of fits all the darker hues of the dark navies. If you want a little bit more blue, this is Chalk and Charcoal in the Midnight. And then we have one more grunge, which is Marionberry Pie. That's going to have a little bit more teal. So it's going to really resonate with the teal on each side, but still give you a great option for another shade of blue. We go into a little bit more teal, dry brush teal. It's going to be a little bit bluer, so it fits these leaves, but also we'll kind of spruce up these colors over here. And then we have a lightest blue. This is a new Thatched Frost. A really nice light blue. I love all the light blues that are coming out these days. So then on the lighter side, we went more pinkish. So Grunge Marble, another newer marble that is, another newer grunge that is great. A great tone. It has a little bit of an undertone of pink, like that marble color. And then if you want a little print, I think this one is super cute. The Flights of Fancy and the Pearl has that same shade, and then just a little bit of a taupe print in it that you can mix in or use any which way. Now for all of these pinkish colors, they're kind of we're tough match, but Seedlings, either in the clay color, is a perfect match. You see it up against these cats. It is a great match. It was hard to find that color. And if you wanted to go a little bit darker, another Seedlings called Copper is another great choice. So add it in or use it as an accent. For the accent that we used on the Sammy that is behind you, sir, I think we used this one, and that's the Thatched Copper. And it's perfect match with the scarves. Yeah. The scarves and the hats on the cats, and the berries and the darker. So that was a great, great accent to use for the Sammy quilt. So this is Purrfect Christmas.
Nailed that one.
By Elena for Moda Fabrics. That was quite the show. I don't think I've ever sweated so much on a show.
Definitely hot in here.
It's hot in here, and we had all the people in here.
About 10 people, yeah. So it was a lot of extra
that
bodies.
was not one of our songs, but maybe it should have been.
Maybe for volume 2.
Volume 2, exactly. Anyways, all we got to finish off here with a giveaway question. So our next question This is a fun one.
Okay.
If you could quilt with any celebrity, and it could be just a celebrity in your eyes, but any celebrity, who would it be? What would be a fun quilting party with any celebrity or celebrities?
Dead.
So I would say how many we
Dead or
haven't.
alive, yeah.
Dead or
Dead or
alive.
alive.
Ooh.
I know. You know what I'm going to do? The Spice Girls. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now
I
you've
want
been
to
in
pick the
quilting
Spice
world.
Girls.
Yeah. It's really cool.
I mean, in my eyes, they could just be quilters.
Yeah.
And then we could have some really good, music to kick it with. And
Doug, what about you?
I was gonna say Eleanor, but Eleanor, I've taken a class from her years ago. Eleanor Burns, but she's hilarious.
she's a rock star.
She has this
yeah.
class. If you go outside the industry, I don't
Yeah,
know, just
just
in the
any
world, I don't
celebrity.
know.
Movie stars?
Movie star,
Music stars?
yeah.
Maybe. Do you think any of the Beatles would?
Any of the Paul
Oh.
McCartney, yeah. He would
would-
just be sitting there making songs, or
Well, his daughter is a
yeah.
sewer, is
Yeah.
a fashion designer, so
Yeah.
he'd be into it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he'd
Yeah.
probably choose the fabrics for you.
Yeah, why
There
not?
you go. Tell us who you would like to sew with.
Do you get to ask them questions?
Of course.
Of course.
I mean, you're quilting buddies. You
Yeah.
can ask anything.
You're gonna have
right?
snacks and ask a lot of questions. Be nosy.
I'm going with Michael Jackson.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, somebody said it's Gudrun, Mr. HP, and Doug. Let's go.
New name.
Love it. Well, just let us know in the comments. Random generator will give us the winner next week. We'll announce it next week on our show. And it's going to be next show, Tipsy Tuesday, a week from today. That's going to be July 1st, everybody.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. We
July
are
already.
over with June. That is crazy.
Yeah.
June 1st, 4 p.m. Central. But tomorrow morning, Jody will be here with One Year to Wednesday, June 25th at 9:30. And then Happy Friday this Friday, June 27th at 12 p.m. Central Time. So that's our show. So check out our book, Panel Mashup,
Panel Mashup.
available for pre-order.
Yeah.
I know we only have the actual physical book up for pre-order. We will add the e-copy, the e-book, for those of you overseas that are interested in that. It will come a little bit later. We'll let you know, everybody. So thank you so much for being a part of the show today. And thank you, Doug, for coming out.
Thank you for having me. Gary.
And, yeah, I'm going to finish my mashup. I've been talking too much. Yours
Mine's
is
gone. It's hot.
How about
It's,
you, Mr.
yeah.
HP? Is yours gone?
Gone.
Gone?
Yep,
Okay,
gone.
well, I got some work to do. Thanks, everybody, and
Thank
we
you.
will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
slice it, make it so right. Quilter's paradise.